Peace and love, soul group. Peace and love. And right out of the gate, I just want to apologize for the audio quality of this live stream. I'm away from home and I'm just utilizing whatever technology that I have around me to connect to the internet. So I'm not on my regular platform that's in my office at home, but I wanted to do this live stream. And it just so happened it's right around the 1 o'clock time that we normally would broadcast on Sunday at 1 p.m. So those of you who will be joining us live, peace and love to you. I appreciate you connecting to this energy, this signal that I'm putting out this Sunday, which is coming from my heart chakra. It's coming from my heart chakra, this energy, this vibration of love. Didn't even title this live stream today because I just felt it was necessary for those who feel the need to just connect with other heart chakras in non-duality and become one with each other in this space that we have right now and just share love. Just share love. I want to share a little short story that I experienced this morning. And I mean, this energy just ripped through my heart space and I couldn't carry it. And I'm sharing it as a measuring tool. Not that we're judging other individuals. You know, who am I to judge anyone? But I use situations like this to measure the amount of love. You see, I've found this new love and I'm learning. I'm learning very, very, very gradually, but at the speed of thought now, what this love is. Because I myself, too, have been deceived and misguided in fact, what, and I'm just using the English term true love is. I'm learning, I'm experiencing it, I'm enveloping in it, I'm allowing it to have dominion over my heart space. And at first, when I, started to experience this true love, it was very, very uncomfortable is the word that I'll use. It was very uncomfortable because I wasn't used to feeling. Yeah, you can say I was feeling this sort of frequency, this sort of vibration. I wasn't used to it. It's kind of like, if I had to explain it, the first time those of you who have relationships with animals, non-human lives that are inhabiting this planet with us, the first time you touch a kitten, you can almost see how the kitten almost jumps and they feel your love or your energy. That first touch, that first interaction with the human, because they never felt love coming from what we would just call the human form. So I was very uncomfortable. And I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that what I was experiencing, and I'm just using this word, organic or authentic. It was real. And it was the exact feeling that I was searching for and being misguided on my journey in this incarnation. I was trying to find this feeling or this space in physical things, in people, in cars, in money, in sex. I mean, it's just a long, never-ending cycle. And I could never find this space, this true love. I'm talking about this true love that casts out all fear. You just lose fear when you're chasing this true love. And I'm just using true love as a way to express myself. So let's get to this phone call. And this live stream, I'll be all over the place today. That's why I'm thanking those of you who are jumping on today. But I want to get some things out there, and I'll drive my points and my perspective home a little later on in this live stream. And if some of you out there that feel led to call in today, I will open up the phone lines today. If you feel led, if you have something that you want to say, we haven't had a lot of calls here lately, just from everything that's going on. So I got this call, won't say any names, because I don't want to feel like I'm judging individuals. I'm just using this as a measuring piece, as a download that I'm putting out here where you can kind of measure the amount of love that are in beings on the planet right now. Because you got folks that say that, they love, and this new love they have, and it's all good coming from the lips. So I got this call, and something just told me to pick up the phone, because at first I wasn't going to even catch the call. It was real early. And so I picked up the phone and I said, hello. And I began speaking with this individual, and right out of the gate, I locked in. And I could tell there were, like, I just call it turbulences. They were kind of, it wasn't a stable, confident, frequency that we were sitting in. It was kind of all over the place, very sporadic, very choppy, And we began talking, and they began telling me that they had went down to the protest that was downtown in the city of Detroit. A young African-American male, same story, ladies and gentlemen, by the police department, the state police in downtown Detroit, and they protested today. I don't watch the news, so I didn't even know until this person told me this, that there was a shooting. Because like I tell you guys, I'm just not on, I don't watch TV, and I'm not on the internet the way I used to be. And some of you can tell, even now with this live stream, because it's too topsy-turvy for me. I like the space that I have created in my own environment, and it's my secret space. I cherish and I love, I will and I desire the space that I have created for myself. And the more that I turn on the internet, the more that I'm searching, I'm downloading shit that just doesn't serve me. I download fear and all of these other things that's going on the outside that, I don't have to partake in. I don't have to. I wouldn't even know it was a protest until this individual called me. Were you down at the protest? Oh my God. All of this is going on, and oh my God. There was even some racial slurs thrown in there. And so, to the point, because I'm talking about love, they went on by saying, there's so many homeless people in the streets right now. There's so many people that don't have anything. And we know that. And can you believe there's some people out here that will feed animals before they would feed humans? And when they said that, because I'm one of those people, I feed a lot of animals. And the reason that I feed animals is because I was led to feed animals. When I found this love, when I saw the life, when I experienced the life connected to the life, but what I call the life, when you can look into a being's eyes and connect to the life, I couldn't just let animals go hungry and I had food. I couldn't anymore. It wasn't even a choice. It's just something that I do without even thinking. I don't even have to think about it, right? And so this individual went on by just being infuriated that people would care for animals. And they even went on to say that animals that they use don't have souls. Okay? And I think that a lot of people don't understand what a soul is, because when you read, all of the ancient books, we were taught that a soul was sort of like a physical thing. I don't think people understand what a soul is. And even if you go back in some of the old books that were written, okay, whoever you choose to call God or the gods, even when the earth was destroyed, and it's in a lot of books, these gods just didn't take man. Think about this. They didn't just take man. If you believe in the story of Noah's Ark, it took one of every seed, of every creepy thing, of everything, and kept the DNA, of everything to replenish the earth, to start over. It didn't just, these gods or this God that was in this book represent, it just didn't take man. Even if you go back, if you believe the story of Adam and Eve in the garden, I'm just using these references because, these are books that all of us have ran across in some point in time in this journey. They were sitting with animals and nature. And I think I can even go as far, we were given a command to be a steward. To be a steward, to watch over them. Because we had just a little more, how can I explain this? We were connected to this God in a little more, oh, this is catchy. I have to watch what I say. Okay, I can get away with this. We just had a little more consciousness than some of the animals that were, roaming on the planet. So we were just to oversee the animals. And when this individual just kept going on and going on, I had to just say, what do you mean? Well, all this artificial love shit is going on. This new age love shit is going on. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean by artificial love? And let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, this was someone who was very, very close and connected to me. And before I let people talk and I listen and I lock into the frequency so I know where you are, right? So I went on to say, well, what do you call artificial love? I know what artificial love is. Artificial love, in my consciousness, is lust. It's lust. A lot of people think they're in love, but they're in lust with things. Because true love in the English language on my journey, and there's so many other people that can, agree with me, it alleviates fear. It just does. It alleviates fear. And so this individual went on to say all of this love and hugging and, and it was this was coming from deep in this individual's heart. And it's just, I'm not judging this person. I can only take the energy and just take what they're giving me. I'm not saying that this person is good or bad. I'm just saying I could measure what I call the connection to what I call source, which is everything, non-duality. Anything that's alive is connected to source, because source is the source of life. And they were very angry because They just feel like, how could you feed the animals and there's so many people? And let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. I feed both. I feed humans. I feed insects. I feed animals. If I have and I see someone that's hungry, I share. That's just the way I'm wired now. I don't even have to think about it. So what if they're hustling me? I'm giving from my heart space. What they do with whatever I give is up to them. I'm giving from a space of love. If you ask and I have it, I'm sharing. If I have enough to share, I'm sharing. If I don't have enough, I'll break off a piece of what I have. Humans are more important to animals. In my conscious space that I'm sitting in right now, and the relationship that I have with the fowl and the felines, I can't see it. I can't feel it. The relationship that I have with my plants and the trees around me, that I wouldn't let these barbaric butchers come cut my trees down, they're just as important. If that's in you, there is a life and a connection in them also. And just because you don't understand it or you're not connected to it, you can't just shoot it down. You can, but I just refuse to hold that hate, because this person's energy, and I know where their energy was coming from, out of the space that we were in, and I looked at the whole circumference of where this individual was coming from, and it was coming from that damn, or whatever they want to call that, from downtown. That's where they picked up all of this hate from. You see, this is why I say you have to be careful with who you surround yourself with and what you're taking in on the internet. You have to, because you could easily be taking and downloading information that it just doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve a conscious, organic, ascending being to hold on to hate. Yes, I'm fully aware of what happened on planet Earth. To my race, if you want to go that low in vibration, and other races, we know what happened. There's no secret right now. We understand that a lot of lives were butchered to get to where we are right now in 2017. We know what's going on. We just choose to love. We just choose to rise higher in vibration and let what's going on in the root chakra, the survival, and 3D, we just let it go on. Because in consciousness and what I'm learning, I've created a switch in my mind to where I can turn off and shut off dimensions that no longer serve me. I turn them off. They still exist now. I still exist in 3D. I still walk around in 3D, but I'm very, very not sensitive, but I know what frequencies, I know what things serve me in this time, in this illusion of time with everything that's going on. And so I lock in to the energies that serve me, and the energies that are serving me right now are this new energy, this new way that I can use this love vibration to go even deeper and farther than I've ever been able to go before. Yeah, to lose, how can I put this? It's not just about me anymore, like this physical Derek Dunlap, to lose this self-identity, this duality in 3D, just to kind of, I know it still exists, but not to be so grounded and rooted in my flesh. I still have flesh. I still have the desires of the flesh. And the more that I tune into my body, the more these urges and habitual habits and, past lives and all of these things will come up. Sure. But the more I hold my focus and my consciousness on what actually serves me, the more I can exist and turn up on dimensions that are not as dense and are not as hateful and hurtful as what we call 3 density right now. It's a lot of hate out there, ladies and gentlemen, disguised in love. It's a lot of hate out there right now. You can say what you say. I feel it. And this hate has even infiltrated my own little circle. And really tried to infiltrate my heart, because I could have easily jumped on the bandwagon and started playing the race war and the pity war. Easily. But I was able to catch it because these abilities that I have to go outside of a frequency and see things in so many different ways. And I just chose the frequency that best served me. And that frequency was to agree to disagree with this person. Didn't get disrespectful. Didn't get into a pissing match. Just said I disagree. And just touching back on the animals and the human situation, we all have choices, ladies and gentlemen. We all do. And when you see homeless people out on the street, yes, it's not a pretty sight, but I've been homeless. I've been out there. And I'm man enough to say it right now. I was out there by choice. No one put me out there. I was out there by choice because that bottle was more important to me. And chasing that money and chasing booty was more important to me at that time. And it took me down a very, very dark, dense, hateful, hurtful road to where I ended up being homeless, taking bottles back to the store. We all have choices. Every single being on this planet has choices. And so when we make these choices, you bet your behind, you're going to be held accountable for every choice that you make. There's a law, cause and effect. You hear me talk about it all the time. I try to keep it simple. So I ended this conversation with this individual, just, telling them that, I love you. And they didn't even really want to hear that. They kind of like, well, okay, whatever, just hung up. So I just say, ladies and gentlemen, your secret space, the space that you have created or that you are creating, is going to be very, very, very sacred for you. And I was just talking to my wife this morning. There's a truck leaving with supplies and things for the people in Texas. And this is just beginning. I've left my body and I've seen the energy patterns that are about to mix and mingle. I talked about this on a previous live stream. This is just beginning as far as with people being in need of physical, tangible things. What exactly do I mean by that? Well, we live in a system on top of the earth where the majority of inner city souls are not providing the necessities that we need to survive and to take care of our physical bodies, meaning we're not growing our food. We have no control of the water around us, right? We don't have a lot of trees around. Most of us are living in concrete jungles, period, point blank. We buy everything retail from stores. Okay. So everyone basically, a lot of us, I'm not going to say everyone because some people are prepared. And I know a lot of people that are prepared. What do I mean by prepared? Well, they took the life in their own hands. They took the responsibility of providing for their families, sacrificing, growing their own food, tilling the land, putting away, avoiding gluttony, only eating enough, only eating certain foods to preserve the body, reading everything that they put into their body. This is discipline to do this now. And some people have it and some people don't. And so now the majority of the United States, this rich country that we all were born into and we all, benefited from the blood that was shed to be this powerful, powerful country. We all paid taxes. We all invested into this country consciously or unconsciously. Here we are. And we're one catastrophe, what they call catastrophe, away from depending on our government, FEMA camps, to provide for us. That's what's going on in Texas right now. Everybody's chasing the food. There's no food. There's no water. There's no shelter. So that animal, that survival mode, that root chakra, it automatically kicks in. How do you love when survival mode kicks in? How do you tell an animal to love when that tiger or that lion or that hyena or that shark is hungry? Somebody's picking up on this, right? I'm just going to tell it like it is. How? Is it too late? You already have to be in the space to rise above that root chakra, that survival mode. I'm not talking about physically flying up in the air above it. I'm talking about being prepared mentally and mentalism to be willing to forsake everything that you have physically, because you are the creator of all of these physical things that you have manifested into your own life. Everything that you have, you created, you manifested, you attracted to yourself. So you have to be willing. You don't have to do anything, but to put it bluntly, when these power that bees or governments or whatever you want to call them, when they knock on your door and say, give me everything, take it. Sure, come on in. Take whatever you want. Because I am so confident in my abilities and my connection. And I'm cleaning out my heart space right now as we speak. Humbling myself, coming on this live stream and saying, I still have a lot of work to do in me. I can't save the world. I have to get right with me. I observe the deep inner parts of my heart, and I'm still cleaning out shit. Oh yeah, it comes up. When you do these heart meditations, we say, oh yeah, I'm in love, and but some shit came up this morning for me, just on this phone call. I was infiltrated this morning by hate. By hate. And there's certain triggers right now that are being implemented, not just in the United States, but all over the world. There's triggers that will trigger. I mean, like with the snap of a finger, here you're sitting right in front of hate. I was talking to a farmer. It's just funny how much you can get out of a conversation when you are just open to receive and you just let people talk and you just turn on your listening skills to get to take in all of the information that people are trying to give you. There's an old farmer, probably 70 years old, been farming all his life. He was a farmer. His grandfather was a farmer. It just go generations and generations. And he told me something that was profound. And I don't even know how he knew this, but I knew that what he was telling me, he knew. He said, if you took every race, or so they categorized us as races on this planet, and you skinned all of them bodies, just took the skin, the outer layer, the skin. If you skinned every race and lined them up, he said you wouldn't be able to tell one human being from the next human being. He said the only thing that I can't say this word. I ain't gonna even butcher this word. Is it differentiates? You guys know what I'm trying to say. I can't say it though. It won't come out right. Is the skin. The skin. You just cut off that thin layer of skin, right? And you won't be able to tell what race you are. He say the same with animals. When you skin animals, it's all pink skin up under there. It's all blood, pink skin, muscle, veins. You skin a dog, you skin a deer. You might, some of you might be, know the shapes, but you skin a dog and you skin a fox. You take that skin off. It's just flesh and blood. Oh, God told me that. Looked me right in my eye. He said all of this bickering and fighting and wars over race and color. He said if you skinned everybody alive, you wouldn't be able to tell what race was what. So what does it all mean? It's a game. It's a game, a very, very game, a very, very evil, a very, very manipulative game that's been going on for thousands of years. It's a polarity game, black against white, good against bad, to keep us divided, to keep us from focusing on what's really going on behind that curtain. Yeah, if we start a civil war, get them fighting amongst each other, and we can implement our next move to keep this hate going. Because as long as we can keep this hate going, we got them. We got them. They're powerless. Ladies and gentlemen, we are powerless in hate. We are like mice stuck in a mousetrap with hate. It's too dense. It's too heavy. It alleviates us of our power. It alleviates us from being able to get out of body. We're too dense. We instantly fall from the crown to the brow to the throat, right through the heart chakra, right through the solar plex chakra, right through the sacral chakra, and we end up grounded to the earth right now, which is transforming. A lot of you can feel it. The earth is rising in vibration. Why? Because a lot of us, we're waking up. We're waking up. We know who we are. We're surrounded by this flesh. I know that my body is genetically modified now. I know that. I know that my body is not the origin package. It's been genetically modified. I know my chakras were set at a certain frequency that'll keep me projecting here in 3 density. I know I'm projecting here. I know my body is a holograph projecting from a higher space. I know that. How do I know? Because I go in and out. I don't give a fuck if people call me crazy. I go in and out, timeline to timeline, and that's why I isolate myself from the world now. I know I don't fit in out there. I know they'll tackle me and put me in a space because I can leave my body, because I can see things in a lot of different ways, because I can time jump. Because I can finish their sentences before they even say them. Because I can feel their thoughts. My telepathy is kicking in. I got so many amazing abilities, and I'll be goddamn if I let them take it from me for some money or some shelter or some technology. I don't need it. I don't need it because the technology dumbs me down. I start depending on it. I don't think. I'll just Google some shit. I won't take the time to center and say, higher space, discern this for me. I just Google it. I was talking to my wife this morning and I was telling her like, oh, honey, man. Because she, and this is very important, those of you who are married or have someone that you really, really care about, especially in these times, you're going to know exactly what you have in these times. What do I mean by that? If you haven't found this love that casts out fear, then seek for it. How do you find it? You find it from within. You find it from within yourself first, right? Because you have to really love and ground in who you are in these times, in this illusion of time. You have to really know and love yourself. Why is this important? Because you can't love anyone else until you fall in love with yourself. That's the big deception. That's the great deception. When you fall in love with yourself. Who are you? What are you? Why are you here? And you ladies and gentlemen heard me say this before. Listen, I will tell you right now, and this is my new word, I'll put my solar energy on it. I'll go back through the reincarnation trap on it. That there are no gurus on this planet right now. What do I mean by that? And it's funny to me. We all have these abilities that turn on. I'm experiencing them right now. Some of them just blow me away. Some of the abilities that I have. My telepathy now is probably, I don't like to put numbers on things, but I'm getting a lot sensitive to the thoughts of people. I'm finishing sentences now. I'm feeling energy now. A lot stronger. So what do I mean by there's no gurus? There's no gurus. They're just people that are willing to, I'll just describe it like this. There are people that are putting in the work on themselves. They're spending time with themselves. They're learning these abilities. They are activating these abilities. They're blowing out their chakras. They're taking out the filters that's been placed on our chakras. Our chakras were genetically modified in this physical, what we call the physical body, to keep you projecting or perceiving things at a certain frequency. I'm now blowing out my chakras. What do I mean by that? It's not like a physical thing. It's just I'm learning how to become the breath of life. I'm learning how to turn all of my awareness towards that breath. And it's just a beautiful experience, ladies and gentlemen. Just this rhythmic breathing that I used to talk about. I've learned how to go even a step further than just breathing in rhythm. I'm learning how to become breath that I blow out. that I blow out of my body. It's just incredible. I've done this multiple times now, to whereas I get into this altered state of consciousness and I just become that breath. And I'm even here to say right now that the breath is energy that we're breathing in. Call it the breath, but it's this energy that we're breathing in that's sustaining the physical body. I'm learning now and I'm exploring now how to become the energy as it leaves the body. And the journey that I've been taking with this energy when it leaves, when I blow that energy out of the body, I'm using it as a exit technique on my projections. And it's just amazing. Dimensions and shapes and frequencies that I've been able to experience. Yes, wow, what we would call catastrophes are happening all around me. Beautiful, undescribable colors, frequencies. As you could say, beings. It was one dimension. It was almost like it was almost like they were waiting for me. When I say they, I'm not talking about physical form. I'm talking about conscious energy. It was waiting for my arrival. It was almost like a celebration, and I was in and out of this conscious energy. It's kind of like you made it. We were waiting on you. I'm using English to describe it, but this is how it felt. I was intermingling with this conscious energy, which was very, very, very intelligent. And as I was mingling and letting this energy envelop me, I started to get visions and symbols and colors and shapes. Some I have no recollection of what it meant. Others seem familiar to me. And 3 or 4 was very, very profound. And it's not that I'm keeping it from you, but certain things I just don't like spilling over this technology. Some were profound. Some of these energies let me know without a shadow of a doubt what they were and what they meant to me. And I cherish that. That's what keeps me going. See, nothing physical is going to keep us going right now. What do I mean by keep us going? That burning will and the desire that when you find out that you are this intelligent, creative energy that's connected to everything, when you find out that you are the creator and that you've been in a cage, you've been tamed. You've been tamed. You've been dumbed down. We all have. By food. I mean, just really think about it. By food, by shelter, by an illusionary physical reality that we created. We created this. What do you mean, Derek? Come on now. Now you're contradicting yourself. First you say we trapped. Now you say we created it. Let me tell you how we created it. I saw it. I saw this dimension with my own third eye, my own all-seeing eye. I saw the infrastructure of what we would call, I'll just say 3 density. Okay, it's all technology. It's all energy. It's all frequencies. And when I saw it, it was bare. It was functional, but it was bare. What do I mean by bare? It wasn't inhabited by a lot of souls, but the souls were coming into this dimension from to and from. I don't know. I won't even sit up here and try to say I knew where they were coming from. And they were inhabiting this realm. And the more souls that came into this realm, the more alive, I'll just use that word, this realm became. I want you to picture Facebook. I just want to connect with you on the physical and the spiritual so you know where I'm going. When Facebook started, it was just a website. It might have had 200 or 300 people on Facebook. There was no content, right? There was nothing. But as the users started to join Facebook, right? When the what is it now? 6 billion people? It's only 7 billion people they say on the planet. We have to argue that. It could be a lot more. It could be a lot less. We don't know. But when the billions of people got on Facebook, Facebook became the Facebook that we know now, this power. Facebook didn't create Facebook. The souls created Facebook. The souls upload the pictures. The souls share the posts. The souls, the people on Facebook. Facebook ain't doing shit. We upload the content to Facebook, which makes Facebook what it is. Facebook got better from taking data and information from us. It's the same with this dimension that we've been trapped in. It's just different technology, right? This dimension was created by high intelligent, artificial, intelligent driven beings. It was an infrastructure. It was a space created. And the souls were being born into this space. It's hard to explain, but I can see it. I saw it. I became it. I saw it as clear as day, like looking out of my mirror. We're being born into this space with a genetically modified, what we say, physical body, which is inhabiting this solar energy. They call it our souls. See? But the body that we have has been genetically modified. Some people struggle with that. Some people struggle with that. No, my body. No, yes, it has. Yes, it has. We're genetically modified beings in 2017. And we're on the brink of this super internet that's coming. This technology that they've been promising us, right? That's going to change what we call the world forever. Hey, they got it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they have technology right now where we can live thousands of years in. They have it. They have technology right now that will heal all sickness and disease on this planet, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. They have it. They have it right now. But the choice that we all are going to have to make, I know the choice that I'm making right now is, do I want to live? And now that I know where we are and what I am and what I'm experiencing, and I'm, it's one thing getting on here talking a bunch of, well, it is a bunch of shit because it's perspective. It's my perspective. So it is a bunch of shit coming through my ego. It is what it is. But the one thing I can tell you that nobody can take away from me, that I'm going to take with me to the non-physical realms, is my experiences here and the energy and the frequencies that I'm playing with right now. And I'm not alone. No, I'm not alone. No, I'm not alone. There's a lot of us connecting behind the scenes. And I'm taking heed to when people say, look, man, get your face off that artificial intelligence. They're changing your hologram. They're changing the way that you're projecting here. That's why you feel so fucked up. They're messing with your hologram. That's why I don't show my face like I used to. And you can even see on this live stream, I don't even have my photo up like I used to, because they can work on you from a photo now. That's just how good the technology is now. And I was pushing toward, we're gonna have to make the decision of where you want to reign, what dimension you want to reign in. And it'll be revealed. And this information that I'm giving you, I listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not on the internet like I used to be. So I did not watch. I don't watch a lot of other people's videos and then just go live and regurgitate. Some of it might sound regurgitated because once you're connected, you're pulling the same information that a lot of people, there's a lot of people connected. Now, there's a lot of people singing the same song that I'm singing. They have secret spaces. We are constantly creating right now. And a lot of us, see, this is where the deception is. I know I'm jumping all around, but stay with me. I'm pulling information from a lot of different sources. Here's the deception. We're not trying to save this earth as the earth that we've all become accustomed to. Okay, let me put this out here because this is, I think, where people get it wrong. We're not trying to save Mother Earth and let me just say, because it's in frequency, we're not trying to say 3D planet Earth. We are trying to allow Mother Earth to raise her vibration to a higher frequency where we can move above these lower vibrating, I'll just use the word negative entities that choose to vibrate at that frequency. We're trying to allow her to raise her. Why do I call Mother Earth her? Because she has a divine feminine energy. Mother Earth does. You see, she has a divine feminine energy. You see, dominant. And a lot of you that ground to her, you know that. That's why I say her, right? She has that feminine creative energy. Some of the most beautiful, beautiful things grow on her. We're trying to allow her, we're trying to break the stronghold of these negative forces that's trying to keep her also in this lower vibrating realms. They're raping her of her resources, been raping her for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, all the way back to I don't know if a lot of you believe some of the stories. It's all we have. All we have is what we read and you know what they allow us to have. If you're not connected. You see, that's the difference. So if you're not connected, all you can do is research what's already laid out for you. And there's truth in a lot of the old books. When I say truth, what do I mean by truth? Not that this is the only way or this is how it happened. There's similarities of events that has happened, and they're trying to describe these events with the best of their ability of what they had back then. But a lot of it has been remixed and remastered and rewritten. It is what it is. But those of us that are connected, we can pick up that Bible and see some of the similarities of some of the things that actually happen. And then at the same time, we can read and see the bullshit. We can see what's been whited out. Right? They've been raping Mother Earth for probably millions of years of her resources, her gold, her platinum, raping her, just digging. How do you think a lot of us got genetically modified? How did you think this new realm? See, and this is another thing that I found out. The realm that we're in right now, the frequency that we're in right now is not the same frequency like millions of years ago. That they talk about the earth being here for millions of years. It's not the same frequencies. We're in a whole different frequency right now. And it's still changing. Can't you guys feel it? It's still changing. This war, if you want to call it a war, this shift of energy, this harvesting energy to power these artificial intelligent realms, this is what's spreading out throughout the universe right now. Artificial intelligent realms. Yeah, they got some technology out there now, ladies and gentlemen, and we can do it organically. Like if they would just fucking let us ascend and grow without tampering with us, without genetically making us superhumans with artificial intelligence, we ourselves have the ability to turn this black matter into light. But now, I mean, just really think about it. Over the last, I hate throwing numbers out there, but let's just think about it. It's been going on since my last 2 incarnations, right? I've been because if you're connected, in all of my incarnations, I kind of knew what was going on. My will and desire just wasn't pointed at it enough to, become where I am now. The only thing different I did in this incarnation is I took my will and my desire, right? And I pointed it at the non-physical realms. That was the most important thing for me in 2016 and 2017. I wanted to know who I was, what I am, and what the fuck am I doing here? And how do I get out? That was the most important thing for me in the last 3 years of this incarnation. How do I get out? Because this frequency that I'm trapped in is fucked up. I'm cut off. I feel alienated. I don't feel any love. That's how I was feeling. This can't be it. It's got to be more than drugs, pussy, and power. I'm trapped. Excuse me for being real, but that's how I felt. And I know a lot of you have to feel that way. It got to be more than just chasing women and drinking and getting high and chasing money. Is that the life? The cats don't do that. The birds ain't. I mean, the birds seem like they're more free than the humans. If you just go out in nature, one thing about nature, you just feel this sense of freedom out there. You guys know what I'm saying? When you get in nature, you just feel free. Without even trying, just being out there, you just like, oh shit. Just from the breath, you just feel free. It's only when you get back into these, oh man, radiation filled, electromagnetic dwellings. I'll just call them dwellings that we live in. They're controlling us, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying to. They're trying to. They're trying to. Oh, this is a hell of a fight, though. This is a hell of a prize fight we're in right now. And let them tell it, we in the 12th round. It's a hell of a fight. We as light beings, we are in a hell of a fight. And we swinging, we're creating, we're sharing this vibration of love, tough love too. See, today, this is tough love. This is tough love. Oh, we winning too. We are winning. We are light. We are love. And we're going to win. We're going to prevail. And so we're just gathering here today as just a little beacon of light so I can tell you what I see a little bit above what they say is the physical. I see physical things being alleviated on purpose, snatched away. I see panic. I see uncertainties. I see the blind leading the blind in darkness. I told you guys a long time ago, sit in the dark. I told you guys about 6 months ago, go sit in the dark. Go learn who you are. Just go in the closet and shut the door. And I know why I told you that now. Because when the power comes off, when that power goes out in the United States, this artificial light is controlled by man. And we get back out there in nature, in darkness. You're going to have to be able to sit with yourself. You're going to have to be able to control your thoughts. You're going to have to be able to center. You're going to have to be able to create your realities in the worst possible situations, because that's who you are. You are creators. We are creators. We bad to the bone. We are what they call God. You are. And don't let them make you feel bad when you say, I am God. I am a creator. You are. You are source. You're just projecting now in duality where everything seems separate. It's an illusion. You are source. I am source. I don't say that in an arrogant, cocky way, but I am source. I'm connected. And sometimes it hurts when I feel this love, when I see something that needs love, and I just can't give it enough love, because my love is just being pulled from every different angle. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing to share my love. But the little that I have, take it. I give it to you freely. I'll recharge. I'll connect. There's more. There's infinite love out there. I know we all need it. I wish I could hug everybody that's listening to this live stream. I wish you were in my space right now and I could just hug you and just let you feel this love, this confidence that I have. It's the love that's going through my chakras right now. And yes, I have my moments. We all do. When new energy comes in and I find myself out of alignment, I have to take my will and desire and focus mind with the new energy, you see. But when I go higher and I rise higher and higher and higher, not height as we were taught height, it's kind of weird. It's inward, but it's like higher in frequency and vibration. When I say higher, I mean in vibration. I see light. I see love. I see beautiful beings rejoicing, reconnecting, coming out of the game, coming out of these dimensions that we've been trapped in. Some volunteered to be here, and there's others like myself who are here because we had to learn how to love. We were cast here. We were cast here. My wife volunteered to be here. I haven't taught my wife anything, but I've learned so much from her divine feminine energy. I've learned so much from her without her even speaking. Just feeling her, that unconditional love. You see, when she found me, I had nothing physical to offer her. Nothing. I had an air mattress and the clothes on my back. And she gave me shelter. I remember that first hug. I'd never been hugged like that before in my life. In this incarnation. I'm so serious, not even from my mom or my dad or my grandmother. I've never been hugged like that. When she let a part of her enter into my realm. It just felt like Source itself was hugging me and loving me. And I had to adjust because the first thing that popped into my mind was, oh, what this woman want from me? Because I didn't know how to receive love, see? I didn't know how to receive it. That's the first thing. Oh, what she want? What's she up to? Nothing, dumbass. She just loving you. You ain't got shit. What do you have to give her? You ain't got nothing, so just receive. And that's where this new energy is taking us. It's taking us to the point where we don't have anything physical, soul group. We're not going to have anything physical that we can ground in. that's going to sustain us. So just receive. Open up your heart and let this new energy, this love energy, let it envelop you. It'll be different at first, but your trust and your connection and your vibration, you will adjust, just like we've adjust and became accustomed to this artificial intelligent holographic realm that we call 3 density of the world. We adjusted to this shit. We were born into this shit. We had to adjust. The same is going to be with the change. The change that's here. It's here right now. The energy is here right now. There's no waiting for it. There won't be. It's here now. Anybody can connect right now. If you don't know how to connect, I'll say it again. This is the real church. The real church is underground. This is the real church. It's underground. You see? And you got to know somebody that's connected to. It's weird how it works, but it's weird. It's like I had to know somebody, but not physical. They just, they just were in tune with my frequency, and I was in tune with their frequency, and we came together on one accord. What was the one accord? Love. It's like they saw the love in me, and I felt the love in them, and we connected. Wasn't nothing physical. Wasn't about no money. I mean, the relationships that I have now that are solid has nothing to do with money or, tangible things. It's this connection that we share. It's the connection that we share. The real internet. Are you connected? The password is LOVE in English. That's the password. That's what it's going to take for you to connect. That's when the animals will start following you. Yeah. That's when you'll be able to just walk up to the animals and touch them. They don't understand what you're saying in English. They only feel what you are putting out. Your frequency. And when you open up that heart and let this new energy in, it will take care. You don't even have to know. It will do what it was meant to do for you. I'll name this live stream later. I'll name this live stream later. I love you guys so much and girls so much. I'm in a beautiful space. And let me describe the space that I'm in right now. It's kind of cool too. I can see, like now, everyone is gone in my dwelling. It's just me here, where I be. But I'm in a different location. I had to kind of move, but not really move. I had to go to a space where there were more trees in nature. I had to. The space that I was once in, it couldn't hold my frequency. There was nothing really for me to ground in because everything was fucking artificially made. Power lines everywhere. You know what I mean? Satellites, cell phone towers. I couldn't ground. And so the space that I'm in now, it's there's other beings here. I'm pulling now. There's a slight little breeze. It's not very large as far as in cubic feet. It's just a little space. And there's a certain frequency that you have to be to even reside here, to even feel this. It's a space inside of a space, 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 separated only by frequency and vibration. And there's peace here. There's everything I need here. Technology ain't that good. I know this microphone probably sounds horrible. Connection might not be that good, but this space is beautiful. Grounding your heart space. Set your anchor there. Even if you don't know what I mean. I'll end with this. The easiest way for you to start creating your non-physical space with this new energy, and this is instant. See, with this new energy, things that I used to do 30 days ago have dramatically changed. I would used to have to sit for 45 minutes to an hour just to get centered. And I found out that it was taking me that long because of all of the Wi-Fi, the hive, just in the homes. If you have a Wi-Fi in your home right now, you're sitting in an artificial frequency. And the more devices that you have connecting to this Wi-Fi, when you get real sensitive to energy, it's like a detour. It's going to take more of you to get out of these very destructive radioactive waves that are in your home. Even now, I'm on technology. I can feel it. But it was the only way that I could connect with a lot of you until we all, increase our ability to log and connect to the real organic internet, when we won't even need this technology. We'll just be connecting. And it is so, so, so possible. Let me tell you how easy this is. It's just a matter of you going somewhere. Start with you. Even if you're married, start with you. It's this easy. Hit the power button on your cell phone. Hit the power button on your television. Hit the power button on your computer. Unplug your microwaves. Those of you who still have microwaves. Unplug your television sets. If you're in a house, just unplug all of that shit. Anything that's connected to like a GPS or just all of this new technology, it's tracking you. Unplug it. If you're grounded in your house now, I would say get out of your house. Especially if you live in like the concrete jungle, like townhouses where you're stacked on top of each other. Go out if you can. If you can't, take what you have, because the way this energy is changing, and especially if you're in the United States, you're going to find yourself in some very uncomfortable situations. But this will never fail you. Never fail you what I'm about to tell you. It'll never fail you. I can do this with a damn fire truck driving past me now because I had to keep practicing this. I had to do this while my dogs were barking. 6 American boys barking at the top of their lungs. You sit down. This is very important. You go someplace, you can do this sitting or laying down or even standing up. This energy is so powerful now. You can even be standing up, okay? Now, If you choose to lay down, all right, I would suggest that you do it on a hard surface. Why is this? Because most of you, based on your attention span and based on all of the trials and tribulations that a lot of you are going through, when you lay down, you are used to going to sleep. It's a program that you have downloaded. When your body lays down, it triggers something in you that, oh, it's time to sleep. It's a download. There's nothing wrong with sleep, okay? But this is the last thing we want to do right now is fall asleep, okay? Because most of you can't even remember your dreams. And it's by design, see. I can see through the illusion. It's by design that you dream every night. You go to the non-physical realms, but you have no recollection. You're being wiped clean by the technology that's around you. See, by the technology, it's wiping you clean. I would say lay down on a hard surface that can kind of be like kind of uncomfortable, but enough to where you could reach this non-physical altered state of consciousness is what I call it. Because the energy is so strong now, you'll get there. You'll get there laying on some glass now. That's how powerful this energy is. It's here. So don't let them detour you away from it by giving you things on the television set or on the internet. They're fighting for your consciousness. Preserve your consciousness for this energy. Now, if you're lying on the floor, if you're standing up, there's a certain thing that you must do. And it's hard to describe it, but I'm going to do my best. If you're laying on that floor, you don't want to be too comfortable. You want your feet shoulder width apart. Okay? You want your toes to be pointing straight up. Okay? A lot of times when you lay down, your feet will like lag or drop to the sides. This is going to make sense. This is just something that I found that was profound, ladies and gentlemen. You'll notice when you lay down, your feet are kind of open up, like, they'll fall to the left or to the right. They're not straight up. But when you're sitting down, notice your feet. Your feet are shoulder width apart and they're like they're pointed. They're not circled like, you know what I mean, in the chair. Now, if you can do the lotus position, cool. Lotus position is those of you who are very flexible. You can sit down, you can pull your legs up, and you're just centered. That's even better. All right. So if you're standing up, feet shoulder width apart, straight. If you're laying down, you want to keep your feet like straight up. Don't let them hang. And the reason why you don't want them to hang to the left or the right is because of the energy flow. I found this out. So a little secret that I use if I'm laying down, I'll get a sheet. And you know how you put your feet up under the sheet and you pull that sheet, it gets tight like around your feet. And it will enable your feet to stay straight up. So like put a little sheet up under you, put it up under your feet and like kind of pull that sheet to make it tight down by your feet. And you'll notice your feet will stay straight aligned, right? Because you want to align your body so that this energy can flow. You don't want any blockages. This is very important because your body is like an instrument for this energy. This energy is all around you, okay? All right. So once you get your position, whether if you're sitting in a chair, you want your back straight as possible. Technique, as straight as possible. Don't lounge, don't sit, like plop down. You want your feet flat on the floor. You want your back as straight as possible. If you're uncomfortable, it's cool for the first couple of times because when I tell you this breathing technique, it's not going to matter. You won't even realize if you do this right. Okay, so I'm sitting in a chair, or I'm standing up, or I'm lying down. My back is straight. And we have to learn how to breathe. And I always knew that this was important. I knew breathing was, every time that I had one of these experiences, it always had something to do with my rhythmic breathing, but I could never really pinpoint, what exactly it was that took me to these altered states of consciousness. And now I know without a shadow of a doubt, because I'm doing this all of the time. It doesn't even matter what's around me now. Okay. Okay. So let me give it to you. Then I'm gonna let you guys go. This is just underground. I'll name this shit later. Okay. So now I'm sitting in my chair. Everything is, my back is straight. My feet are flat on the ground. This works like lightning speed if you're grounded to Mother Earth barefooted. If you can get somewhere where you can be barefooted and ground to Mother Earth and keep your back straight, just standing up on Mother Earth, okay, shoulder width apart. I want to cover all three, and then we're gonna get to the breath, okay? Because a lot of you will be in different situations. Some of you will be able to lay down. Some of you will be standing up. Even if you're at work, you can do this. I'm telling you, I can do this anywhere. All right. Okay. So now, here's the most important part. All right. Now just focus on my voice. Okay. Lock in on my frequency. All right. We've been breathing the wrong way, ladies and gentlemen. We're used to breathing, and you got to really be conscious of this. I caught this. I caught this in my breathing. When you take a deep breath right now and put your hand on your chest. Take a deep breath right now. Blow it out. Okay? Now, if you're watching this live, it's okay. Type yes in the chat if you felt your chest rise up. Or if you're watching this live stream, not live, in the comments section, type in yes if you felt your chest rise up when you took that breath. Let's take that breath one more time. Let's take a deep breath. Put your hand on your chest right now. Take a deep breath. Did you feel your chest rise? If your answer to that question was yes, you're not breathing right. Oh, that was a big shocker. Okay. Now, I want you to take your hand and I want you to place it on your stomach, because somewhere in between your stomach and your chest area, you have this little, I'll just call it an organ for now. And it's called your diaphragm. And you see, when your diaphragm takes in this electric energy from breathing, right? Your diaphragm is all connected. Your diaphragm is taking in this electric energy, which is sending signals to, what we would call your brain, or I don't want to get all technical, but when your diaphragm starts taking in this electric energy, you will get this sensation. I'll just call it lightheaded. Okay. And most of you will panic when you start feeling this, but it's okay. All right. It's you taking in electric energy or prana. So this time, what we want to do, put your hands on your stomach. And what I want you to do now is I want you to breathe from your stomach up. So we're reversing it. You see, most of us have been breathing from our chest up, and then we end with the stomach. We're just going to reverse this and breathe from your stomach, rising and ending with the chest. Kind of like a wave, which starts at the stomach up first. And as you get in this air, then it goes to the chest. Try that right now. Take a deep breath. Put your hand on your stomach and breathe from your stomach. Your stomach should rise first. Let's do that right now. Did you see it? Did you feel a difference? Now become conscious of this, all right? And all I want you to do today, for maybe the next 7 days, is just focus, whether you're standing up, laying down, or sitting in a chair, focus on your stomach rising first. Okay, let's do it again. Doesn't that feel great? Get in the habit of breathing through your stomach and through your diaphragm. Let's try it again. Now, what'll happen is when you develop this technique, when you're breathing, when your stomach is rising first and you're filling up, visualize when you're taking this breath as visualize behind, like in your back area. Just visualize this now. Just visualize this. Right around in your back, you have like two little balloons. And as you breathe through your stomach, right when you almost have enough air in, imagine like right behind your right back and your left side of your back there by your lungs, imagine you inflating these balloons. Let's visualize that. So let's take in this breath from our stomach. Now blow up those two balloons. Did you feel that? Let it out. Did you feel that last breath that you took in? Just that last little bit of air? That's your diaphragm or your diaphragm. Okay, let's try it again. Visualize it right at the end. Okay, now a little more. You feel it? Now let it out. A little different, right? A little different in your breathing. Now with practice, okay? With practice, when you go into your secret place, right, and your feet are grounded, your back is straight, and you're focusing on the breath. Once you get this technique where you're getting air into your diaphragm, when your stomach is rising first and your chest is rising last, once you get this technique down, all you have to do now is focus on the electric energy coming in and out of you. Let's try it now. Focus on the breath now. Just focus on the breath. You should feel coolness coming in, electric energy, and hot heat like vibrant electric energy going out. And when you do this, in, out, when you get that rhythm and you're focusing on the breath of life, the electric energy, what'll happen is you will start to feel what I call lightheaded or high off of the energy. You don't need a blunt. You don't need alcohol. You'll get lightheaded. You'll feel high off of the breathing of this electric energy. You'll know it. You'll feel it. Don't get fearful. You're entering a altered state of consciousness. That's what that high is. Okay? And you'll find yourself, if you're calculating the breath, you can do this in your mind when you get up to upper 50, like between 40 and 50, like, that's two. When you get up in the 50s, this breathing will go on autopilot. You'll be doing this on autopilot. And all you have to do, you'll feel this switch. I call it a switch. It's a switch that'll go off. And it's almost like, we'll just label it, you're in a dream state. You will almost feel like you're losing control of your thoughts. You're not. You're just going in an altered state of consciousness, that in-between zone of physical and non-physical. Continue to focus on the breath. And when you get good at breathing, you won't even hear the breath anymore. It'll just be like something like this. It'll become a rhythm. And you'll become a part of this rhythm. You know, rhythm is one of the universal laws. There's a rhythm. And as you master this technique of breathing, and you learn how to focus your will and desire on the breath coming in and out, it'll happen. One of the outtakes of the breathing out, your consciousness will leave with the breath. Don't fight it. Don't try to understand it. Just become it. And just stay conscious of the breath. And let that breath of life take you where you be. Don't try to think. Don't try to analyze. Don't try to figure it out. Just let it be what it be. And I promise you, if you take the time and the illusion of time to invest in this little simple technique of breathing from your diaphragm, stomach rising first, chest rising last, reversing how you were taught to breathe, and focusing your will and your desire on the breath itself, knowing that that breath, that electric energy, is the only thing keeping this body alive. So how do you escape the body? How do you get out of prison, Derek? Somebody's asked it. You escape with the breath of life. Did somebody get that? How do you get out of the body, Derek? With the breath of life. You are the life. We just call it breath. It's all energy. You leave with the energy. You become the energy that powers the body. You defy what you were taught. You become the breath of the